It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Adventure Cave Tours. Live a day in the life of a real adventurer with Adventure Cave Tours. And the Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Well, welcome. It is not Ethan or Sarah. It is still your fill-in host or your substitute teacher, I feel like, Diana Tyndall with Modern Day Marketing. And I am joined with Carrie Richardson, who is Executive Director of Leadership Springfield. Welcome, Carrie. I'm so glad you're filling in.
I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, let's get to some news, okay?
All right.
All right. So according to Springfield Police Department, 4 firearms were stolen from vehicles this past week. Officials recommended, obviously, not to leave your firearm inside of your vehicle. Hello, people, especially if it's unattended. If one chooses to do so, officials recommend investing in a secure storage compartment that is locked and obviously safe. So can we just be responsible with our gun ownership so the bad guys aren't taking them and stealing them out of our cars?
Good call. Good call. Okay, so the Springfield Greene County Health Department is hosting a back-to-school vaccine clinic. The clinic is today, Friday, July 21st, from 10:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Springfield Greene County Health Department. The vaccination clinic is free, but it is appointment only. So if you are 417-864-1658.
Okay.
Care to Learn. Next up, Care to Learn, a nonprofit organization who partners with school districts to provide health, hunger, and hygiene resources to students, has donated new sets of washers and dryers to 33 Springfield public schools. Care to Learn covered the cost of the units and the related plumbing and electrical work in the schools. How awesome is that? Superintendent Dr. Lathan mentioned all sites have students who have the need for their clothes to be laundered, whether it be due to an accident at school or they simply come to school without clean clothes. How incredible. I love Care to Learn, and they're a great organization. They do so much good for the children in our community. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. And I mean, it's such a practical thing. Bring a washing machine to a school. So, obviously kids can come with maybe their dirty clothes if they don't have that at home to be able to get laundered. So
getting kids ready to learn, so important.
Yeah. And they do great work. Doug Pitt, I think, runs that, right? He's kind of a big deal. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, another nonprofit organization who is doing important work is Addiction is Real. It's a nonprofit organization out of St. Louis whose purpose is to help parents protect their children from drugs. Addiction is Real has created an interactive exhibit and presentation called Hidden in Plain Sight. And the exhibit highlights how kids that use drugs can hide them in various places, including those hidden in plain sight, like backpacks and compartments, like in their hoodies and books and containers, etc. So how important is that to our kids? Have you had a lot of drug talk conversation with your kiddos?
Our philosophy at home is to, be open about conversations and just hope that our kids will talk to us because we are open about things. But yes, I think having those conversations is important. And I like that theme. Addiction is real. Absolutely it is. And what an interesting thing.
Well, we both have kind of tween and teen boys, right?
We do. So, Boy moms, bring it in. But I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but DARE. Do you remember the DARE program? Absolutely. Oh, yes.
And that made such an impact in my life. It was like, just never do drugs. Just don't ever do drugs. And I haven't. So thank you, Lord.
Me neither.
High five. Yeah, and high five. And we are successful people in life. So see what you can be when you don't do drugs, kids. You can be successful like Carrie and I.
Fantastic.
All right. So in other news, earlier this week, 3 bonnethead sharks. And you might be wondering, what is a bonnethead shark? I'd never heard of that.
I am wondering that.
It's related to the hammerhead shark family. But their head kind of looks like a little shovel. It looks like they are wearing a bonnet, hence the name bonnethead. Well, anyways, they were sent from Bass Pro Shops Wonders of Wildlife to Sea Life in Kansas City. An interesting fact about bonnethead sharks is they are the only sharks known to eat vegetarian. How cool is that? But but I will say you can vote on this family of sharks. So it's basically the family without the mother, which is just sad. But I guess the daddy shark and the two 11-month-old baby sharks, which make me want to sing the baby shark song, they are having a naming contest. So I guess you can hunt down Sea Life Aquarium in Kansas City and learn more there.
Name that baby shark. Is that what you're saying?
Baby daddy shark. Yes.
So on the topic of animals, listen up, veterans who enjoy hunting. Missouri State Parks and the Missouri Veterans Commission are offering an all-inclusive weekend hunting trip to veterans. The hunting trip will include the Hero Hunt at Mark Twain State Park or the General Crowder Hunt at Crowder State Park later this year.
Very cool. Have you ever been hunting? Are you like a hunting family?
I'm not. No.
You're not into that. Okay.
What about you? What about you?
Yeah, we're not really either, except that I have a friend that hunts and he was so kind and he knew we had boys. And I'm like, I'm all about the, manly experiences. And I can't remember.
Get outside and burn off that energy. That's what I say.
He took the kids dove hunting and he ended up, shooting the doves, but the kids had the best time playing with the dead doves, which just sounds morbid. They turned them into puppets, just playing back and forth. And obviously when they're dead, their heads are all wobbly and
wow.
Yeah, I will.
Okay. Let's focus on weather. Let's move on to weather.
Pretty morbid. Yeah. Quick look at weather today. It looks all right. It's going to be cooler than we've had a little bit all week. A high of 77 with 50% chance of scattered thunderstorms. And then this weekend is beautiful. Tomorrow looks like it's a high of 85 and Sunday a high of 87. So what a great time to be able to get outside, maybe hang out in the pool. Who knows?
Awesome.
All right. Well, earlier this week, an official historic site was renamed in Greene County. Any guesses? Drum roll.
Clue.
Okay. Well, it was River Bluff Cave. And you might be wondering, River Bluff Cave, what, I don't even know, haven't heard of that. Well, it's probably because, it's not open to the public. It is over by River Cut Golf Course and that community out there. But it is a paleontological, that's a big word, cave filled with stalactites, stalagmites, and columns discovered only 22 years ago in Greene County. So when they were doing a bunch of that blasting and getting that road ready, that's when they discovered that cave. And so although it's only discovered in 2001, according to the reports, it dates back to at least 1 million years, like Ice Age times.
Crazy.
How crazy is that?
I got to look up pictures of that.
Well, the cave, obviously, this cave is really special because it's been untouched basically for 55,000 years. And that's really rare, I guess, when it comes to the world of caves. And another rare thing I did want to mention, I was looking at, you can obviously learn more. They have a museum and I think the Missouri Institute of Natural History there. That's right as you're going into the River Cut community, just look over to the right. But one of the other things that makes this cave interesting is the animal poop in it. Yes, I just said poop. The animal poop, because they say that it like the preservation of it being in the cave, is just really rare when it comes.
Because it's untouched. It's been untouched for so long.
It's untouched poop. It's like fossils or something. I don't know if it's anyway. So it's pretty interesting. So stay tuned for more information there.
Isn't Missouri like the cave state or something?
It is. It is.
Very cool. There's thousands, right?
6,000 caves. Wow. We are the cave state. Yeah.
Fantastic.
We've got some amazing caves. And caves.
My family loves exploring caves. So.
Oh, me too. Me too. I just don't like the tight caves. You're kind of trapped and
claustrophobic.
Yeah. Okay. So after these 3 past stories, which amazing stories about all the things going on in Missouri, get this. Apparently a news story ranks Missouri among the 10 worst states to live and work in 2023. Which I think is a little bit baloney. But CNBC published a study that consisted of the overall quality of life and work opportunities in every state in the U.S., and Missouri was ranked the 6th worst state. So they said Missouri exhibits key weaknesses in voting rights, reproductive rights, and crime. The state scored 98 out of a possible 350 points in terms of life, health, and inclusion. Do you agree with that? Do you think?
I think it's interesting. I always think anytime that there's studies like this, I think it's so important to dig deeper and find out what are the metrics that they're looking at. Is it, are we comparing apples to apples with other communities? I think data like that always warrants a deeper dive. So, yeah.
I absolutely agree. And I think, I grew up, my dad was in the military. We moved around a lot. So I feel like I have a little bit of a bigger perspective than maybe if you were born and raised here in Missouri, maybe you've never moved away, but I've lived in 8 different states. So wow. I can tell you some pretty crappy states that we lived in. In Missouri, I chose to go to college here and I stuck here and I love Missouri. And I think it's, do we have some things we need to do to get better? Sure. But I think it's a wonderful place to live, work, and play. So.
All right. So I'm sure we've all seen commercials for, heard about from our kids, scrolled past in media, or we're told about from local businesses incorporating specials. Are you ready for it? I'm not wearing my pink yet today, but I will be tonight because the Barbie movie is officially out in theaters today. And I am going with a friend, reliving my, childhood days with Barbie. Barbie is all about, the Barbie movie is all about Barbie experiencing an existential crisis where she must travel to the human world in order to understand herself and discover her true purpose. So stay tuned. Like I said, I'm going tonight, so we'll see what all the fun and fanfare is about. Interesting. Is Barbie considered a kids movie? What do you think?
Well, I don't know. There's so many of these, like when the movie Shrek came out, it's like there's so much adult humor in it, but kids could still see it. I think Barbie is on that same level. Like,
yeah,
Shrek,
so
Barbie,
Shrek, Barbie.
Right. I mean, so from boy movies to girl movies.
Crazy. So according to USA Today, Barbie is not considered a kids movie. The movie is rated PG-13, so it's okay for teens, but it is more suited for older teens and adults who will understand the thought-provoking comedy. So like I said, stay tuned. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it personally, and I've got pink shoes, pink outfit, going all out. It's going to be fun.
Send me a pic. Awesome.
Speaking of worldwide excitement, I know we've got some Swifties out there. Let's wrap up the news today by talking about Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. The Federal Reserve recently announced that Taylor Swift's tour is helping boost the economy. She performed at the Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia 3 nights in May of this year, and the Philadelphia Federal Reserve Office released in Central Bank's Beige Book that May was the strongest month for hotel revenue, mainly due to her tour. So all you Swifties are helping the economy. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably bringing their whole family, their friends, their whole neighborhood block. I mean, and they're sparing no expense for Taylor.
It reminds me kind of sports tourism, right? It's a whole other, whole other side of things. So not only economic changes in hotel stays, but hospitality in general. So then you're talking local restaurants, bars, businesses. Taylor played 2 nights in Kansas City, and we know there's going to be economic changes from there. So I think it's just a really interesting picture of the Swifties investing in local economy.
Yeah. Yay. Thank you, Taylor. Have you ever been to a Taylor Swift show?
I haven't, but I was really having FOMO.
I know.
I really was feeling it, and I loved watching all the outfits and the pictures and all the things. So
haters gonna hate. Yeah, I mean, my husband and I will say we're Swifties. I mean, but we've been to 2 of her concerts, and I will say we didn't go to the Era one, but it has been one of the best concerts we've been to. She just puts on a phenomenal show. The longevity, the costume changes, all the stuff. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, she's an entertainer and performer and does a great job. So yeah. I love it.
Okay, well, to wrap up today, wanted to share a couple more events happening this weekend. Obviously, you can go to aroundtheozarks.com and the Facebook page to stay up to date on a lot of the cool events happening that I've already talked about all week. But today, tomorrow, there is the Embassy of Hope Tiny Offerings Hope Clothing Bank at the Embassy of Hope. So this happens the 3rd Saturday of every month. And I don't know a lot about it, but it was in my script, so I'm reading it. And then also the Ron Burgundy, right? Who put a question mark? But the 68th annual Ozarks Booster Club IPRA Pro Rodeo is also tomorrow. And have you ever been to a rodeo?
I haven't.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I know. Listen.
You gotta go. So we just got back from Colorado, and
Yes.
I had been to a rodeo like when I lived in Texas, which was many, many years ago. So you kind of forget. Like, I mean, you don't forget, but you just
right. It's been a bit. It's been a bit.
But we went to a rodeo in Colorado, and it was amazing. It was so fun. I forgot how I'm not really country girl, but it was really cool. So anyways, that's my 2 cents on going and seeing a rodeo. So go see it because it's probably pretty cool. And I just wanted to say thank you so much, Carrie, for filling in. And we have a couple minutes left. Tell us a little bit. I know we've gone a little long, but if people want to stay tuned in, they can hear a little bit more about you and your role with Leadership Springfield and what Leadership Springfield even does for the community.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me this morning. I have loved filling in. So Leadership Springfield is your local community leadership program for the region. So we're a small nonprofit, we've got a small team, and we offer community leadership programs. So we really talk about this combination of leadership development and community engagement. And we provide programs for high school students. We provide programs for people who are new to the community. We provide programs for established executives and professionals. So really, if you are looking for something that is, going to plug you into the community, going to help you make connections, going to really help you understand the way that different industries and areas in the community work and intersect and work together, and how we all can affect each other. It's a great place to find some great programming. We have been around for almost 40 years. It has really been an incredible legacy organization for the community and helping all the time we talk about Springfield is collaborative. And really, I feel like Leadership Springfield is one of the best ways that we can see that collaboration take place in a really tangible way. It's really about exploring the community and really understanding what makes it great. What are our challenges? What can we work on? How do we celebrate the blue ribbons? How do we, put effort and resources into addressing our red flags? And overall, how do we, as a community, come together with our unique perspectives and our unique lived experiences and help make this community continue to be a great place to live, work, and play. And so we love doing this work, and I'm grateful for it. And Diana, you serve on our board. Yeah. You are our current board vice president. So grateful for you and your leadership. And just overall, we have a lot going on at Leadership Springfield. The summer is really like our curriculum planning time before our programs kick off. But we have a program, the custom program we're doing with Parkview High School at the beginning of August. We have Rosie as one of our programs. So Rosie is a completely free women's network for any women in the community. So just some great things. But if you're interested in checking out more, you can go to leadershipspringfield.org and connect with us there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for mentioning that, Carrie. Yeah. And I will put in a plug for Access Class. Access Class is a great opportunity where it's a 2-day class and you can just learn a little bit about the community and learn what's going on around you. So if you're new or maybe you don't really feel like you're plugged in and know what's happening, that's a great place to start. So
yeah, we call it our crash course, right?
Yeah. Crash course, right.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. If you're still tuning in, thank you for hanging with us as we went a little bit over. And we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Ethan and Sarah will be back Monday.
Thanks.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's your host, Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. We have made it to Friday, the end of the work week, and it is going to be the coolest day that we have seen in quite some time. In fact, many weeks, 70s for highs for many of you on this Friday, but it does come with the rain and the storm chances. Already tracking some rain on the radar this morning, and I think it's going to be a gloomy, at least first half of the day. but you just can't beat that temperature cool down. We are talking high temperatures today in the upper 70s for most. It's been so hot, so muggy lately. This cold front is welcome in terms of the temperature cool down that it's been bringing to us. The headlines today, of course, include that it's going to be kind of cool and rainy out there on this Friday. If you have weekend plans, though, and they're outdoors, don't cancel anything. I really think the weekend is going to shape up to be pretty nice. But today, the cool one, rain, thunderstorms, mostly cloudy skies around today, and a northwest wind developing behind a very slow moving cold front. I want to show you the weather map for the day. There's this frontal boundary that's been kind of draped across the Ozarks, and it's been slowly pushing its way to the south and east. Now, with it comes a chance for the rain and the storms, and that's where we are, at least for the first half of the day. I think the second half of our Friday, we should dry up, and anybody with plans on Friday evening, I think you should be fine to head out and get those in, because this is early today. I'm thinking most of the showers and thunderstorms are out there by 3-4 o'clock, and then we're done for the rest of the day today. We will be enjoying much cooler temperatures, though, not just for the afternoon, but it's really the overnight hours that I'm seeing the cool down here. We can have 50s and 60s in the forecast for overnight lows. So really comfortable in the forecast. High temperatures in the 70s today, lows tonight falling back to the mid and upper 50s. Camping tomorrow morning, dare I say, it could be chilly on Saturday morning. But then we turn things around, heat right back up, and see seasonal temperatures for the weekend. High temps today, though, generally in the upper 70s. There will be a few spots that make it to the 80s today. And I think even some late day sunshine is possible. Overall, though, a nice one-day break from the oppressive heat and humidity that does return in the forecast by the middle of next week. So enjoy the cool day. We will take it. Seasonal weekend is in the forecast for you. I have high temps right back to the mid and upper 80s on Saturday. By Sunday, closer to 90 and sunny skies both of those days. In fact, the rain chance that we have out early today, it's going to be the last rain chance that we see for a while, which for some of you is relief because it's been pretty active across the Ozarks. I will show you the latest drought monitor that was issued yesterday. And you can see that we're not out of the dry conditions. In fact, many folks, especially up in our northern counties, central Missouri, still seeing the extreme drought conditions there. But we've done some work with the drought monitor, and I think that the rain that we have today is going to start chipping away at this a little bit more. I expect that we'll see even a bit more improvement when I show you this when it's released next week. Highs today, how about 77 degrees on a Friday? It is going to feel fantastic. Lows tonight will fall back to the upper 50s and low 60s. So nice and cool to start the day on Saturday. We should heat right back up, though, mid and upper 80s in the forecast. Really a nice weekend for the lakes, the pools, sunshine. Humidity won't be as bad with high temperatures in the upper 80s and low 90s. I've got the sunshine that carries us through the early part of next week, too, and that is going to come with a warm up. In fact, I think, again, by the middle of next week, we're going to be talking about those heat headlines once again with high temperatures that are likely going to be feeling closer to the triple digits. So even more reason to enjoy the cool down that I have out there for you today. All right, time to answer yesterday's brain twister question. The question was, what color are the sunsets on the planet Mars? And the options were A, red, B, yellow, C, blue, or D, orange. If you took a guess at this, you might have thought it's the red planet, right? That's Mars. It's A. Actually, the answer is C. They are blue, believe it or not. Red planet has blue sunsets. It has plenty of red-colored iron oxide. Therefore, that's why it's called the red planet. But the sunset on Mars is actually blue, thanks to its unique atmosphere. So now you know a lot of times our sunsets are actually red here on the blue planet. So kind of interesting. All right, here's your quiz question. This one is going to be for Monday morning. Which animal did not take the very first hot air balloon ride? Which one got kicked out of the basket? Do you think it was A, a sheep, B, a duck, C, a rooster, or D, a pig? I'll have the answer for you Monday morning, bright and early on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I sure appreciate you being here. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend and you are able to enjoy the cooler weather that we have out there for the rest of the day. Enjoy the weekend. I will chat with you on Monday. And if you need weather over the weekend, be sure to head to aroundtheozarks.com. We've got you covered there. Happy Friday, everybody.